in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Carbon, and today I'm bringing you a little bit different of a video. This comes from a lot of different comments, a lot of different chatters within my streams asking me, what my equipment is, what I could use to be a better gamer, why is it better to use this over that. Basically, I've compiled 6 things that I believe can turn anybody into a better gamer. And that is if you have the will to be a better gamer, man. They're top 6 things, and I'm going to start off with number 6. It is my favorite, and it is the most inexpensive, and that's baby powder. That's right, let me explain. Do you guys ever get sweaty hands while playing? Do your thumbs ever slip off the joysticks? Do you ever lose grip on your controller? Baby powder is absolutely perfect for this. I throw it on between a couple of matches. I just rub it into my hands real good. They are now dry. I do not have to worry about my thumbs slipping off the controller, which is very annoying. My hands tend to sweat in a high, anxiety pressure situation, since that's the final circle of any game, of any battle royale, search and destroy modes, anything competitive. You do not want your hands to be sweating. Now let's move on to number 5. This one is also inexpensive, and I believe it can help anybody with their true accuracy if they really want to pinpoint their accuracy more than they already do, and that is control freaks. Now, a lot of people know about control freaks, but I'm just going to throw them out there. Control freaks will extend the length of your joysticks. Now, why does this matter? When your joysticks are longer, you can have more precise control of where you are aiming. Because it's a little bit longer, you don't have to move it the tiniest bit to the left. You have a little bit more room to play. You can be a lot more precise. And now there's a reason that a lot of pros use extended joysticks. There's a lot of people that are using control freaks just on their left joystick because that's all they want is the precision. You don't quite need them on the left. You just need them on the right joystick for your aiming, as that's the one you're currently using. Let's go ahead and jump to number 4. Now, this one is a very, very big one as far as I'm concerned, considering I just got one of these controllers, and that is to get either a Scuff or an Astro gaming controller. The biggest reason why is they have paddles on the back. They have buttons on the back of the controller. Why is this important? When you are playing in a competitive game and you want to jump or you want to slide, you have to take your thumbs off the joystick in order to do one or the other. Taking your thumbs off the joystick is always a bad idea when in a gunfight. You want to keep your thumbs on the joysticks to keep control of your movement as much as possible. So with doing this, you are able to slide and jump with the back buttons on your controller. And some Scuff controllers will have 4 buttons on the back, which means you can have the entire rotation of triangle, square, X, and circle on the back of your controller, and your thumbs never have to leave those joysticks. It is the main issue as far as competitive gaming and controllers. I don't know why PlayStation hasn't made a controller with buttons on the back yet. I mean, PlayStation came out with their Elite controller, or Xbox came out with their Elite controller. PlayStation needs to come out with their own. I really believe so. Let's go ahead and move on to number 3. Now, it seems like I have this argument with a lot of people because everybody wants to defend their internet provider, and that is choosing an Ethernet cable over Wi-Fi. And a lot of people, well, I have great Wi-Fi, I pay for this. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So why is wired Ethernet connection better for online gaming than Wi-Fi? It's to send a Wi-Fi connection around your home or router that uses radio waves. And that has interferences from other devices when you're using Wi-Fi, so such as your smartphone or your neighboring routers using the same Wi-Fi channel, or the distance between your router and connected device. If you had the Ethernet, you were having a straight connection, a physical connection, and the convenience of being more powerful than Wi-Fi. So if you're a gamer and serious about reducing your lag input, a wired Ethernet connection is a must. It absolutely is, man. I don't know how anybody could still be playing with Wi-Fi if they have the power to be using Ethernet. There is no argument that'll say Ethernet is better or the same as Wi-Fi. Facts. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next one, because this is also going to be a little bit of an argumentative one. So this is number 2, and that is a monitor. A computer monitor. Now, there are people that are playing on TVs, and there are people that are playing on monitors. But there aren't only people playing on TVs, there are people playing on gigantic TVs. And they're like, oh, but the bigger the TV, the more I can see. Not true. That's the more information your brain has to take in and you know, quantify everything you're seeing. As to, there's an exact scientific study for what screen size is best for gaming, and that is best for your tunnel vision, your focus, the less you have to move your head, and that is at 27 inches. But you could also get a 27-inch TV. Why not just get a 27-inch TV? They seem to be cheaper than monitors anyway. Well, TVs are usually 1080p or 4K, while monitors have those options and 1440p, which can be viewed as an in-between. So generally speaking, TVs will be more focused on providing a better viewing experience. And with that, you have to think about the PlayStation. The PlayStation, or your gaming system, is sending out information to the TV. Now, the PlayStation is sending that information to the TV. How long do you think it takes for that TV to actually show the picture that it's receiving? A monitor will show that a lot faster. It'll actually display the exact thing you need as you need it. So it's an old age question, you know, what's better for gaming, TV or monitor? Console gamers primarily play on TVs, and PC gamers primarily play on monitors. But are either methods truly better? And there really is. So let's talk about the refresh rate. This is the number of times per second a screen refreshes the image. So if you have a 60 hertz, you probably have 60 frames per second. If you have 30 hertz, you probably have 30 frames per second. It's pretty much universal. But you may see some 120 hertz monitors or 144 hertz monitors like the one I'm using. And this provides a much smoother experience. With many TVs, this is higher refresh rate is only interpolated, so it doesn't offer the same benefits. And then there's response time, the amount of time it takes for a single pixel to go from one completely white to completely black, then to completely black again. The lower, the better. And then there's input lag, you know, tied to the above, but not necessarily the same, a direct measurement of how long it takes for your actions to be registered on screen. You know, the lower, the better. And then there's HDR, high dynamic range. Recent 4K displays use the HDR 10 standard for richer color reproduction and more diverse levels of darkness and brightness. Even the monitor I'm using has a 100 million to 1 color contrast ratio. It feels so good. And then TVs are made for you to sit away from. TVs are made for you to sit a far distance from, because, you know, they're big. They're made for, you know, a family to see it, you know, sitting around it. Computer monitors are made for you to sit up next to them. If you sit up close to a TV, you're going to see those pixels. You are going to see those pixels. You're going to see every part of that TV. It's going to annoy, it may not annoy you because you may not even know what you're looking at. But once you sit close to a monitor and you look at it and you have an anti-glare screen, you will then realize how much the game has changed. I can never go back to playing on a TV, even when I go to a friend's house or even my dad's. They all play on TVs and like, oh, Corey, here you go. You're a, you know, gamer. Play this, so let's watch you be awesome. It's like, guys, that's not how it works. I'm used to playing on a 144 hertz monitor with an Astro controller and a gaming headset, which is the next thing we're going to talk about here. A headset. There's a lot of people you still play with to this day, and they're still using their computer speakers. And then they die and they rage like, oh, why didn't I hear him on blah, 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 blah. Headsets. But there are differences between headsets. There really is. You need to hear those footsteps louder than you think you do. You want to hear every part of the environment. If you can find a headset that has a Dolby matched surround sound, or even one that's a USB and not a headset that plugs into your controller, you will be better off. And you can only go up from there. I recommend the Astro gaming headsets. I don't really care which one you try. I'm using the A50s. You want to try the A40s, the A10s. Give it a go. Just stop using these very cheap headsets that plug into your controller and think, oh, well, this works great, and then you defend it saying this is the best, you know, headset, I'm never going to get another one. You also have to think about the people you're playing with. If your headset is cheap, then they don't want to hear your microphone. Your microphone's probably sensitive, you sound like crap, you don't know how to tune it. No one's going to want to play with you. No one's going to want to listen to those crappy headsets. Every time I get into a game, the first time I hear somebody with a crappy headset, I mute them. I don't want their game, anything going through their headset, interfering with my gameplay. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear your extra sensitive music, you know, you have it in the background. If you want a proper headset and you are serious about competitive, you're going to want it for both hearing and for communicating with your team. You just are. And I would recommend an Astro. I would recommend Turtle Beaches. There's so many different headsets out there. The only thing I'm saying is stay away from the ones that plug into your controller. Try to go for a USB headset, one that plugs into your PlayStation directly. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I put a little bit of thought into it. I hope I provided some bit of an explanation. And tell me what your guys' thoughts are. Who's still using Wi-Fi? Who's still playing on a TV? Who's still using TV speakers? Who's still using a plain, you know, controller? Who's not worrying about their hands sweating and they're just rubbing them on their pants all the time? Do any of these tips help you guys? Let me know. Is there any tips I should include for another one? Like, is there anything I missed? I don't think I have, but I'm talking strictly for console gamers at this point. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what I did wrong. Guys, it's your boy Carbon. Peace.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than